welcome to Sociology 1, Introduction to Sociology, the ACE section. This is an introductory video to kind of get us ready for our first day of class on the 26th of January. Bear with me, I'm kind of new to this, but we'll figure it out together. This video is really about getting us a sense of what's going on in the class. So let's start with how this class is going to work. As many of you probably already know, this is part of the ACE program, and it's an accelerated course, and it goes really fast. We're only going to meet 6 times over the course of 4 weeks. Our first face-to-face class is going to be Thursday, January 26th at 6 p.m. in room 816. Our last class is going to be Tuesday, February 14th at 6. So we're going to go fast. So half the class will be face-to-face. The other class is going to be, part of the class will be online. On our course Canvas page. Some of you might be familiar with Canvas. If you're not, that's okay. We're going to walk you through it today. There's going to be readings, podcasts, films, assignments, discussions, videos, all sorts of stuff. And that stuff's equally important, right? So coming to class, every session is really important, and staying up on the online content is also really going to help you do well in the class. We're going to have a PowerPoint presentation for every class session, and there's always going to be a quote business slide. I'll show you where to find this online here in just a moment. But this is all sort of general reminder stuff, right? What I want you to read, upcoming assignments, handouts, etc., etc. So you'll see here, this looks big and scary, but this is all the material I want you to look at before our very first meeting on the 26th, and I'll show you where you can find all this on Canvas. Couple handouts, our syllabus, which we'll talk about, important due dates, we'll talk about that, your reflection assignment. I would also like you to start looking at our textbook, and I'm going to show you where to find that for free online. You only need to read chapter 1, sections 1.1 and 1.2. Also, you're going to be looking at a couple blogs. Those links are going to be on Canvas, and then some articles here. Again, I know it looks scary, but hopefully not too bad. Also on this business slide, I'll always post what handouts I've posted on Canvas, so if you miss one in class or your dog eats it, you'll know that, oh gee, we had a handout. So on the very first day of class, I will be handing out a hard copy of our syllabus, our due dates, and our assignment description. I'm also going to be posting all these on Canvas and emailing them to you as well. They're pretty important. Our textbook, as I'll show you in just a minute, is again available for free online. No reason to pay for a textbook. However, if you are not comfortable reading material online, you're welcome to get a hard copy of this book, and I'll show you how to do that as well. But free is good. Real quick, the assignments that are going to be due by the first day of class, I know that's mean of me, but we're hitting the ground running here. First is an easy one. Just logging on to Canvas by the time class starts on the 26th, you get 5 points. Very easy. We'll show you how to do that. And then we have 2 check-in assignments. Again, don't worry, we'll go over all this again at the end of this video. 2 little assignments. These are worth 20 points each. The first one is a little quiz on the handouts. I'll show you about that. That's due on Canvas by 6 o'clock on the 26th. The other check-in assignment is going to be a written assignment, a little response to the article Invitation to Sociology. This can be, typed or handwritten, and that's also due on the first day of class. We'll talk about these more. An online activity, you are going to be doing an online discussion about an article on the sociological imagination and the heroin epidemic. Super fun topic, but really important to talk about. We'll talk about this more, but you're going to need to post and reply to a post by February 27th. We'll talk about that a little bit more. Podcast guide, you're going to be listening to a podcast before we meet on the 26th and answering some questions about that and bringing in your answers to class on the 26th. Again, we'll talk about that. And last but not least, your reflection assignment. This is 60 points. This is not due until Tuesday the 31st, so don't freak out about that one yet. But I do want you to look at it before we have class on the 26th. So that's all our sort of upcoming assignments. And again, I'm going to show you where to find all that online. Okay, so what's our plan today? I'll try to keep it sweet and short and somewhat interesting, but I'll be honest, it might be a little dry. We're just going to go over what the heck Canvas is, a general what this course is about, and then some logistics, right? Our syllabus, our textbook, and those assignments we mentioned. So, ambitious plan today. But first, who the heck am I? Who's this voice you're hearing? My name is Heather Wiley. I'm the sociology faculty member here at Shasta College. Why am I qualified to be here? Well, I went to high school at CV, so hopefully there's some CV folks out there. Shout out, go Falcons. Then I went and got my undergraduate degree at UC Santa Barbara in Women's Studies and Cultural Anthropology. Took a few years off, did AmeriCorps, we'll talk about that, and then did my PhD work at UC Davis in sociology. So I have been here at Shasta now for about 11 years, so hopefully I know what I'm talking about by now. Contact me, get in touch with me, as we'll talk about in class. Studies show that the more contact you have with your instructor, the better it is for you. So lots of ways to get in touch with me. Email is the best. My email address is there. Canvas also has an email feature, which is really handy. I'll show you that. Come by and physically see me. My office is 915 in the 900 building. Right next to where we're going to be meeting, and there's my office hours, but of course if those don't work for you, we can set something else up. Just email and come by and say hello. And then probably the least efficient way to get in touch with me is my phone number. I'm not so great about checking messages, but I'm trying to get better at it, so get in touch with me often throughout the semester. Oh, and there I am. I couldn't find a picture of just me, so here's me, my sweetie and family. Beautiful day up at Lassen. Alright, so the online portion of this class, again, as I mentioned, we're going to be meeting face-to-face 6 times, so the other half of our class is really going to be all online. And when we say online, we're talking about Canvas, and that's just the name of the online platform that we have. I'm assuming most people are familiar with it. If you're not, totally okay. Just bear with me here. How do you get on our course webpage? You start at the Shasta College homepage, right? Well, let's do that. There we are. And you click on Shasta College Online, right? So it's going to take you here. It takes you to this page, and you click here, log on to Canvas. Okay? Alright, hold on, ignore all that. I'm going to log out so you can see how to get in. So you're going to use a username. Your username is the exact same username as it is for my Shasta, right? So it's usually your first initial last name. And then your password, you're going to have a temporary password. If you've never been on Canvas, your temporary password is your 8-digit date of birth, right? Month, day, and then the full year. So you'll go ahead and put that in. And then it'll ask you for a real password. Pick a real password. It could be the same one as it is for my Shasta, and then you should be good to go. Now, if things aren't working, you forgot your password, right? You've got login help, forgot password, and then you log in. All right. So, navigating Canvas. I am not a tech genius by any stretch of the imagination. So if I can figure it out, pretty much anybody can. So when you log on, you'll see this is you, and the minute you log into this page, you get your automatic 5 points extra credits. So easy, you don't have to do anything else. And when you click on, this is what you're going to see, right? This is called our home page. Lots of stuff here, all that information I mentioned earlier, contact information. There's our course syllabus right there. I'll show you another place to find it. And then down here is a bunch of resources on and off campus to help you do well in this class. Remember, we've all got lives. Things happen, right? Health issues, mental health issues, homelessness, food insecurity, all very common issues that can really undermine someone's ability to do well in a class. So I've posted a bunch of information here. Even if you don't need it, I guarantee you're going to know somebody who does. So please check all this stuff out. Some really good stuff here. And then you'll notice down here at the bottom on our home page is assignment summary. This is all the stuff we're going to be doing in a very short amount of time. This is not all due ASAP. As you can see over here, it's designed to help keep you sort of organized, so you can check that out. Right? So there's our home page. And then how do you get around Canvas? Over here on your left, you have these buttons, and I wanted to just quickly walk you through them. Your 3 favorite buttons are going to be modules, assignments, quizzes, oh yeah, and probably grades, right? So let's start with modules. That's where I've put everything. When in doubt, go to modules, right? Let's see. We need to get in the right setting here. Hold on. Okay. So you click on modules, and this is what you're going to see, right? Modules are literally these little sort of boxes that I've put information in. This first box are modules, just sort of general what's going on in this class. There's your course syllabus. You'll get a hard copy on the 26th, but I wanted to show you this. Important due dates. Here's the link to our textbook. We'll go through that a little bit more. Some resources. Here's the next module is on sort of course assignments, which we'll talk about a little bit more. And then down here is when you actually start getting into course content. So modules, pretty important button, right? Assignments, pretty self-explanatory, but all of our assignments are posted on Canvas. Now you'll notice a bajillion of them. Don't freak out. I've just opened them all up all at the same time so people can kind of look at them as their schedule allows, but they're not all due on the same day, but just know that they're all there. Quizzes, of course. This is that little quiz you're going to take on handouts, and our 3 exams will be posted under quizzes. And then, of course, grades, right? As we go along, I'll be inputting your grade, and you can always know where you stand in the class. So that's pretty much it for navigating Canvas. Okay. So the syllabus, right? We all know that we all get the big scary syllabus on the first day of class, and then we use it to line the birdcage or recycle, and of course we don't want to do that. The syllabus is actually kind of a useful document. So let's go over that real quick. You are all smart people. You can read, but I wanted to highlight a few things. You'll notice, again, there's all my contact information, office hours, blah, blah, blah. Course description, right? Check that out. There's a little blurb on the ACE section. Text, right? We'll talk about that, but there's information on the book we're going to use. Student learning outcomes, objectives. Hold me to this. This is important, right? This is what we should be doing throughout the semester. And then super long outline of course content. That's always been my wish list. We never make it through all this, but we'll see. We might. And then, of course, the portion people are probably most interested in, the grading. You'll see the breakdown here, and we'll talk about these assignments in more detail here in just a minute. But what I've tried to do is distribute these points fairly evenly, right? You'll notice that your entire grade isn't based on 1 or 2 things. And the point is that if you blow it on one thing, not a big deal, right? So it's out of 1,000 points, pretty evenly distributed. We don't grade on the curve. But really, come to class, stay engaged, you're going to do fine. So check that out. Course sequence, right? Exams. We are going to have 3 exams in this class, but they are not cumulative. It's just exam 1, exam 2, and exam 3. No big scary midterm or final. We're going to have some writing, right? But we're going to walk each other through it. So you're not going to get a big scary essay that's due at the end of the semester. We're going to kind of break it down into manageable chunks. Little check-in assignments. These are just little things really designed for what they sound like. They're designed for me to check in to see how are things going, right? Are folks getting it? We can move on, or wow, I must be blowing it somewhere. We need to slow down and kind of see where we're at. So little check-in assignments. Those are going to be throughout the semester. Film and podcast guides. We've got some great materials, excellent films, really cool podcasts, stuff you can download on your phone and listen to when you're walking your dog. We're going to have 5 of those. And these are really designed to help make connections between what we're talking about in class and what you're reading. We're going to have some little online activities, nothing super scary, again, just to help people stay engaged and connect with each other. And then, of course, course participation. I can sing and dance for the next 4 weeks and do my little dog and pony show, but really what it means to engage is I need your help too, right? And that comes in all sorts of shapes and sizes, right? Course participation means obviously coming to class, engaging in the material online, And talking, of course, in class, but not everybody's super comfortable talking with in class. So that we'll see my brown box on the first day of class, literally a little brown box that people can put comments or questions that they're not comfortable asking. Some people get sweaty palms, heart racing when they think about talking in class. So we'll talk about that more, but that's an option. And I'm a big fan of the extra credit, right? There's all sorts of things going on in our community that totally connect to what we're talking about in class. So as those come up, I'll announce those. All the rest is pretty straightforward, standard stuff, right? Attendance, this, that, and the other. Basically, it boils down to come to class, turn your stuff in on time, and be respectful, and you should do fine. Do notice that I'm pretty adamant of this is a safe and inclusive class environment. We're going to be talking about stuff people, I hope, have pretty strong and different opinions about. That's great. We want difference of opinion. But we really want to make sure it's done in a respectful way, and I'm sure you get this speech in all your classes, but you can imagine how much learning doesn't happen when people feel disrespected, excluded, discriminated against. So pretty adamant about making sure we have an inclusive space for everybody. Yeah, that's no fun. Cell phones, talking, this is college, shouldn't be a problem. Don't cheat. If you're going to drop the class, you need to drop it on the very first day of class, January 26th, because this is such an accelerated program. If you don't drop it, you'll end up with the big scary F on your transcript, so hopefully we don't lose any of you. And disability accommodations, this is pretty important. If you have an agreement with the DSPS office for extra time on an exam, extra time for reading, note takers, whatever it is, of course, please let me know and we'll be happy to accommodate that. But also, if you're finding that you're struggling in any of your classes, geez, I've read this chapter 4 times, or I've got serious test anxiety, consider utilizing the resources at the DSPS office. They're free, absolutely entitled, and I found that they really do help students do well in the class. So check out the syllabus. Look at that. Makes your life easier, makes my life easier. And of course, this is an important document. It's a contract between you and me, and hold me to it, right? Don't let me get away with things I shouldn't be able to get away with. So that's the syllabus. Let's see, exam and due dates. This is important, right? Again, because we're going so darn fast. Wanted to show you that. You'll see this posted on Canvas, and you'll also get a hard copy on the first day. This has a play-by-play of when everything's due, right? Everything, podcast guides, exams. So please, please look at that ASAP. If there's any conflicts, talk to me. I'm pretty sweet beforehand. Not so sweet if you come to me after the fact, right? We just don't have time for late work. So please check that out. And you'll notice my late policy in the syllabus is pretty nasty, so make your life easier by turning things in on time. Alright. Course textbook. So, crazy statistic. I had Shasta College run some stats on how much an average student was spending on textbooks every semester here at Shasta College, and holy cow, it came to $600. That's a lot of money. So we are not spending money on textbooks. In fact, we're going the free route. So this link is posted on Canvas. It's also posted on your course syllabus, openstacks.org, right? So you go there. Then what you do is you go to subjects, click down here, social sciences, right? Takes you down here. And there we are. That's our textbook, right? So you click on that. Lots of ways you can get this. You can read it directly online, right? My favorite, though, is to download it as a PDF, right? You download it. It's yours forever. You don't have to be on a computer to read it, right? And the nice part is if you scroll down and go to the table of contents, you'll see that you can just click, right, these hyperlinks, and it'll take you right to it. Do this route, right? We are not going to read this entire book. So, you can, if you do download it as a PDF and really need to hold something, you can just print it a chapter at a time, right? So that's my suggestion on the course textbook. Let me know if you have questions about that. Sociology Resources. Again, lots of opportunities to get information, and I've had students request it. So if you go back to modules on Canvas and click down here into the first one, we've just got some, our professional association, what can you do with a career in sociology. I'll get you all interested, and then some blogs that I often use. So those might be interesting to folks, so check out those. Resources are helpful. Grades, we talked about grades on Canvas, right? I will be updating those throughout the semester, so please do look at those, and if there's any mistakes, which I make occasionally, let me know. Weekly course presentations. So again, under modules, you're going to see lots of information. That is our favorite place. Going back to modules, right? So we clicked on modules on Canvas. And each week we're going to have a theme, right? And under that theme is all sorts of information you want. So for example, I'm always going to post our PowerPoints the day before class. So you'll find this presentation right here, right? Here's all the links to the material that I need you to review, right? So this is what you're going to be reading before class on the 26th. I also post your assignments down here and on the assignment link so you can find it. I've organized it by when it's due, right? Just trying to keep things simple for you. Right, so modules is your friend. If you forget, like, what am I supposed to do, for next week, you can always click on the PowerPoint and look at that business slide, right? Lots of ways to get access to the information. All right, thanks for sticking with me. We're almost done. A couple of extra credit things in addition to logging onto Canvas. You'll notice one is online student success workshops. So if you go back to Canvas, right, and you click, let's see, under the second module, under course assignments, you click down here, you're going to see extra credit. So right here is the link to online student success workshops. These are just little 15-minute tutorials on topics that are helpful to just about everybody. So I'm willing to give extra credit for up to 3 of these. So what you do is you click on the link, and then every time in Canvas you see something like this, you go up here and click on that link. And what this does, it takes you to this site, and you can pick any one of these, right? How to choose a major, test taking, anxiety, little tutorials, right? And at the end, they'll give you a certificate of completion. You print out that certificate, bring it to me, you get some extra credit, right? So take me up on that, right? Easy way to get 15 points extra credit. Another option for extra credit is the course grade calculator. This is a way of having me make sure you're keeping track of your grade as well. So this is a PDF that you can print out and just keep track of your grades. And I'm going to be collecting this for 10 points extra credit at the end of the semester as well, right? Studies show that if you know what your grade is, you're more likely to do better in that class. So take me up on that. And then finally, under extra credit, you're going to see community extra credit. So if I give extra credit to go check out a film or a talk, you fill out a little worksheet to get your extra credit on that. So take me up on extra credit. It's good insurance. I like it. All right, course assignments. So I wanted to talk really quickly about the kind of general assignments that we're going to be doing here. And the biggie, so to speak, are reflection assignments, right? These are 5 short writing essay assignments that we're going to be doing throughout the semester. I know writing tends to freak people out, but studies show that instead of one big scary essay, shorter ones people tend to do better on. And there's lots of resources available for you. So let's look at that. You're going to get a hard copy of this, our reflection assignment description on the first day of class, and it's posted on Canvas. And this is just a general description of what are these assignments about. And they're really designed to help connect. Okay, Heather had me read this article and had me listen to this podcast, and we talked about this thing in class. How the heck are they all connected? Well, that's what this is really designed to help you do, right? So you're going to be connecting material in a paper that's 2 to 3 pages. It is going to be an APA format. Don't let that freak you out, right? We'll talk about this more in class, but I am asking for in-text references and a reference page. I've posted on Canvas, you'll notice, all sorts of APA resources here under the course assignment module, right? The Campus Writing Center is an amazing resource, a little quick guide, a little tutorial. Don't let that freak you out. Promise me you're not going to let that freak you out. right? So the writing, this is our writing. Each one is worth 60 points. Here's all the due dates. So lots of places you can find the due dates. And then you'll notice if you scroll down here, this is the rubric that we use to grade it. This is important. Look at this, right? So these are all the components of a good reflection, right? So if you can go down and say, yeah, I did all those, you've got a great, you probably did a really good job, right? The quality of the writing, is it clear? Is it complete, right? Did you answer all parts of the assignment? Did you include your APA references? Did you go into depth? And then the student feedback section, you're going to be bringing in these reflections as hard copies to class on the due dates, and you're going to swap them with a fellow student and get some feedback, right? We'll talk about that more, but it's a good thing, trust me, right? So reflection assignments. Check-in assignments, right? Remember, again, these are these little assignments that usually are going to be posted on Canvas. So you'll notice, for example, that you have 2 check-in assignments due on the 26th. The first one's a little quiz, right? It's not available now, so you can't see it. But it's just a silly little quiz, not a big deal. It's 10 questions on your syllabus, important date sheets, on that article, How to Survive a Lecture course. Very simple. It's not timed. Don't freak out about it, right? Little quiz. So that's check-in number 1. Check-in number 2 is a very... now it's locked. Sorry about that. Check-in number 2 is just a quick response to the article, An Invitation to Sociology. And you'll notice that you only have to answer one of the 3 questions that I've posted in this assignment. And that's based on your first name, right? Fairly straightforward. And you're going to be doing this as a hard copy, so you can either type it or handwrite it. I don't care. Either way. So that's your first check-in assignments. Sometimes these check-in assignments are announced, sometimes they're not, so they're really designed to obviously get you to stay engaged in the class, but again, as I mentioned, for me to check in and see how you're doing. Online activity. This is also going to be due, it's due Friday the 27th. This is a discussion you're going to be having online with your fellow students about the article, The Heroin Epidemic, right? So fairly straightforward there. And then this podcast guide. If you click on this, you'll get access to the guide of questions and the link to the podcast, fairly self-explanatory. If at any point, though, you're getting stuck or you have questions, of course, contact me. All right? So, just to recap, what the heck is due the first day of class? So we have those 2 check-ins, right? That little quiz on course material, that's going to be on Canvas. Check-in number 2 is a response to that Invitation of Sociology article, and that's you're going to be turning in as a hard copy, right? Handwritten or typed. That online activity, you're going to be posting about the heroin epidemic article, and then you're going to be turning in your podcast guide on trends with benefits on the first day of class. I know, it's mean, but it's going to make our lives so much easier. Okay, questions. I know you have questions, so contact me, right? Email me through Canvas, my phone, secret notes under my door, smoke signals, however you need to get in touch with me, please do. Because we're not going to see each other until the 26th at 6 p.m. in room 816. Really looking forward to meeting all of you. It's going to be a great, fast ride. Take care and see you soon.